Tell you about a cool tool from Google again. Second video I've done on this one. It's called NotebookLM.google.com, and I've been playing around with it, and one of the things that's really cool about it is I think it can really help us when you're creating online courses, more importantly course content, and you're trying to sell or promote the content. I did a video earlier in the week talking about, okay, I got a course now, or I put together a YouTube video, how do I promote it? Being able to sell and promote it can be a little bit cumbersome if you haven't done it before. So what I'm going to show you right now is a neat way to use other people's videos or other people's websites to be able to create your sales information about the course or the video that you've just created. So what I'm going to do is we'll just open up just to give you an idea of where this all fits in. If you were actually creating a course and looking at a particular course, one of the things that you might do is you might go, and I'll open up one of the older ones here on our site from the old library of courses that we have. Here, I'll just open this up. So here's an example of trainingsites.io. This is our course library archive, and we have a whole bunch of courses that are here, right? So just if you're, to get an idea, if you have a course and it's got lessons, you have to have a sales page. In fact, we have an actual course on creating sales pages. This is just an example of one where you have a bit of an introduction, maybe a video sales letter inside of it, some of the things that you'll understand. And so here's kind of information, but what does this really mean? Or if you intended it or wrote it, is that exactly what people reading it are going to get from it? So here's a cool thing that you can do with NotebookLM. And I'm going to open up a new notebook here, just so that you can see it. And again, if you look in the top here, this is NotebookLM.google.com. And I believe this is free for everyone now. You've got to sign in, of course, with your Google account. And the interface, when you log in, is just going to look like this. And actually, that's it'll go to the previous page. So let me see. Let me just close this one here. There we go. Go back to, I don't want to use that one. How do I get rid of it? Not sure. You know what? Don't know how to get back to the other one, so let's try this and see what happens. There we go. Let's try that. Okay, so this is the interface you're going to see when you sign in. I'm just going to click New Notebook. And if you haven't seen how this works and the different pieces to it, go back and check out the other video. I'll put the link at the end of this one. I'll make it available on how to get around the interface. But this is the one that they just added in the last little while that makes it really, really special. So you can add 50 sources for the notes that you're collecting or organizing when you create your video and or your online course. And the links at the bottom, you'll see one is YouTube now, which it wasn't before, and the other one they had was website. So let's say you have created a sales page, or you have a sales page that you like the structure of that someone else has done. You can easily grab the URL and actually get a summary of exactly what that page is about. Now, why is that important? Because if you look at the structure and the way the sales page is put together, and you get the summary and they don't make sense or they don't meet up with what you think they should or what your customers or the people that are going to be students would think that it should, then obviously you don't want to use the same style or the same breakdowns. If you already have a sales page, this is a really good way to check your own work and find out, hey, this makes sense or this doesn't make sense. So let's take a look and see what happens. If I go to trainingsites.io, I'm just going to go back and we'll go back to the home page just because this is a sales page for our agency side, which does all of this work for you if you don't want to learn how to do it yourself. So I'm just going to copy the URL and then I'm going to go back to my add source and I'm just going to pick a website URL and I'm going to paste the URL in. And there's a couple things it says only the visible text on the website will be imported and paid articles are not supported. So if you go to a news site, for example, and there's a paywall, it's not going to get behind the paywall. If you go to a membership site where you have to basically log in and you're not logged in on the content or the content is behind a login, you're not going to be able to do it. This is a public site, so we should be okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Insert, and now what NotebookLM has done is it's going to go and do an archive of the page. Now here's the great part of it. If I go and look at this, it gives me a summary right away of what the page is about. Online service designed to help individuals in business create and sell online courses and build membership sites. Variety of services including development, course content creation, marketing and technical support, campus builders, online learning platform. Company also left different membership tiers with varying levels of service and support, including. So this gives me a good snapshot of what the page is about. The exact same way that if you have a sales page and you put it in and what it says there doesn't make any sense compared to what you want it to, you know I've got to change my website or my sales page to be able to make that work. Now, there's some other neat things here when you're looking at your content and your course content. And what are they? Well, let's say, for example, I have some additional content I wanted to add. And I have one of the things that's here. I don't know if it's open. Let's see if it's open. Yeah, let me minimize this for a second. This is actually the small business map, my campus blueprint. It's all expanded, but here's a campus blueprint of the 10 steps that are involved in creating an online education business. This is the big picture behind the scenes, but what I did is I saved this as a file, and if I go back, when I was in the mind map, let me see if I can open it here just so that you can see it. Yeah, let me pull it over here. So here's the actual mind map I was working on, and this is with XMind, a tool called XMind. And what I did is I said File, Export, and I said export it as Markdown. And Markdown is the language that all of these AI tools use to understand text. So it's an easy way to do it. So I downloaded it or saved it as an export for Markdown. So I saved that file, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here to Notebook, and I'm going to say, you know what? I want to add another source, and I'm going to add the text from that map. So it says choose a file, and it has different types: PDF, text, Markdown, audio, example, MP3. So let's go choose a file, or more importantly, I should be able just to drag it over, and we'll do this one, and I'll drop it here. So there we go. It's got all of the text that is involved in that Markdown as well. Now here's the cool thing that you can use in your courses and in your pages. If you're creating online courses, if you are adding your course content or PDFs, you can do a couple things here. One of them is create a table of contents. Now, why is this important? Because when you are looking at your course content or your video content, you now have the ability to look or add a video or the URL. You can actually give the link to the video that you've created. If it's on YouTube, we could put it in and it would actually have created the actual table of contents for the video. So this is something that you can use directly in the video, and it's also something that you can use if you're using that video in an online course and or standalone for something that you're working on. Now, notice the interesting thing here while this goes in the background. I have not given any prompts. I never used any prompts that say, give me a summary. I didn't say one that says, hey, build out a table of contents. I didn't do any of that. These are tools that are broken into or built right into NotebookLM. So here it is. It's broken it down, and it gives me the table of contents for building and marketing online courses. So it's got all of the services, testimonials, all the different things. And you'll notice there's a reference here, right? So it's now giving me which source that it's pulled from. And I now have a complete breakdown or saved notes of this particular content that I've added. And I thought that was really cool, being able to have that summary of courses. So what else can I do here? Let's open up the notebook guide again. Table of contents, I can also generate an FAQ. This is a great thing for a sales page as well, right? What are the common questions and answers that come up? You've added the URL to your sales page. You've added the handouts that you included in the course. What you want is, in you doing a sales page or putting it together, a good idea to say, hey, these are the common questions that people have when they read this content. So this will generate an FAQ. So the questions that AI assumes that people will ask, and the questions that you provide in the content that you've uploaded. So there we go, saved response. What is training sites? What services does it offer? What are the different done for you plans? What do they include? It's got pricing and broken down. How can I identify the best topics for my online courses? How can I structure my online course more effectively? What are some of the effective strategies for promoting my course? So these are all great things that make it easy. We'll just don't pay attention to that one in the background. And hopefully it'll go away. Sorry about that. I should have put it on quiet before we hand. But there's an example of how it's actually given us an FAQ that we can use in our sales page and or on the website. Again, no prompts. This is all done for us. And one other one that's available that I wanted to show you is this whole idea of a timeline and a briefing doc. Now, if you're wondering what the study guide is, a study guide is questions and answers and then explanations of the answers. I don't know if that's necessarily one you want to use on a sales page, but a briefing doc is a good one as well to give you a really good idea, again, as if you've got the message across. What are the takeaways of it? What are the things that the AI tools goes and says, this is what it's about. These are the key points. These are the action items or the talking points that I need to work on. So wait, hopefully there we go. So building an education business, this is the briefing. So core themes, building a campus, not just a course, leveraging content marketing, community building, automating and streamline business processes. There we go. TAM development, topical authority map, content creation and delivery, important considerations, and quotes. So here's just some simple ways that we can use the content that we created and researched and have marketing materials in the form of FAQs, summaries, stuff that we can use on our sales pages, and more importantly, being able to check our sales pages to make sure that what we think we're selling and what we actually generated match up. There's all sorts of additional stuff that we can do with NotebookLM. I'm going to continue to do some videos with it. I think this is a great fit when you're building out courses, you're researching courses, and you're trying to earn some money with all of that stuff you have in your head that you want to share and you're passionate about. If this is something that interests you, to make sure, go check out trainingsites.io. I'd love to chat with you. And if you're interested in actually creating a course with me directly, go and check out that page there, trainingsites.io/AI course. Book some time with me, we'll have a quick chat, and I'll see where you're at with your course and if I can help you out. Again, my name is James, trainingsites.io. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back tomorrow with more great live videos. Take care and expect the best.